Hello, dear ones. Are you ready for the energies and themes of June 2024? It's very interesting. The picture that I received tuning into this month was that of a mountain. And not just one, but a mountain and different hills and mountains on a plain, kind of. And the image then was the human, me, you, standing before the mountain. And my impression is that in June we will be faced, or we could be faced, with a lot of problems that seem to be like mountains, like big problems. And this could be in your personal life, and it could be also something that we could see on a global scale where we go, oh, how are we gonna solve, like as a collective, this huge problem? And I want you to remember this. Should this come up in the next couple of weeks, what we talk about now. Because at the same time, I received a way to deal with this, because as always, you always get the guidance as well for the month. So how to deal with this mountain as you stand before it, the emotions that are there are very discouraging, very disempowering. Like, there is fear, there is anxiety, there is a feeling of, I cannot handle this problem. I can't deal with it. It's too big. I don't know how to deal with it. And then all these fears. So this is a powerless state, so you can't see the solution even to the problem, right? So I want to give you the guidance then of how to deal with this should this come up. And this is obviously not just a guidance for June. This is a guidance for the rest of your life if you want to. So you can use this strategy, and I would describe it as like jumping in time. So what you do is you have this problem, and instead of wondering how you're going to solve it or deal with it or telling yourself you can't, what you're going to do is you're going to project yourself in front of the mountain, or actually, have the mountain behind you. So you've solved it. Right? You've sorted it. That's the point in time where you are going to project yourself into. So you're going to jump time and space, and you are now at the point where you have solved it already. And so I want you to then realize what's around me now. So the problem is no longer what I have to deal with. What do I deal with instead? What do I think about instead? What's in my life right now? Like, I've just sorted this. Where am I? What am I dealing with? What am I focusing on? And that way you become very, very aware and clear about whether or not you need problems in order to have an exciting life. Because that is often some subconscious strategy people have. And they don't realize it. It's a programming. That if I don't have a problem, my life is not interesting. My life is not exciting. I need the drama, right? So you will see, once you've sorted this, is there, but then there's also this one, and I haven't had time to think about this because I was dealing with this. And then I can also see in the distance that one. So is this already what you're dealing with? Because that could be an indication to you that you don't actually want to get rid of your problems, but that you allow yourself to be preoccupied with seeming problems all day long without actually living your life. So instead, look at what's there. You might discover this pattern, and then you can question this pattern. Is this how you want to continue? Or you might see what it is you deal with. And then what you can also do is, as the next step, look behind you and see how you solve the problem. How did you do it? How did it get sorted? Because what we know from experience, and I don't need to convince you about this, I don't need to get you to believe that this is the case. What you know from experience, and me too, is that life moves on. Like, life continues somehow, no matter what is there right now. Life continues until the day we're no longer here, of course. But until then, life will go on. So at some stage, this problem will no longer be a problem. We know this. So you might as well project yourself onto or into that point in time where this is no longer a problem, and then see how you solved it, how you sorted it. Did you sort it? Did you ignore it? What did you do? And there could be like one clear path of how you did it. And then you can use this and say, that's how I did it, exactly. And then you can use this, bring it forward to you in your current situation where you stand in front of the mountain, and then use this tool, use this strategy, deal with it because you found the solution. Because you were actually there where it was sorted and solved. It could also be that you get multiple options, that you look back and you see, yeah, I sorted this. And there were kind of maybe 3 ways you could have sorted it. Sometimes our mind needs to kind of have the options. So there could be one path where somebody helped you solve it. And that could give you an indication of, oh, I could ask that person for help. Now, it could also be that I waited for 2 more weeks and it went away. And then there could be the option of, oh yeah, I remember I had this and this still as a solution, which I didn't know while I was standing in front of the mountain. And I remember that now. And so me remembering it now makes it possible for me to actually use this to solve it, right? So there could be numerous options, or it could be one clear path. But by taking yourself out of the worry and the fear and the anxiety and the powerlessness state of being and planting yourself onto the solution vibe, you actually have access to the solution. And we can do this in numerous different ways. You can also say you access the field, like you access the field of consciousness or the quantum field, and you see the options that are there for solving this, because that's also possible, right? There are different ways we can do this. In the end, it is a way for us to move from one state of being and experiencing to another. So from, I think it was Einstein who said that you cannot find the solution to a problem on the level that the problem is at, right? On the vibration that the problem is at. So you need to get to the vibration of the solution. This is the same, like just with a different type of image, different type of tool, different type of strategy, so that you can hands-on use this, practice it, like jump forward in time where you've already sorted it. Or I could also say, leave the vibration of the problem and come up to the vibration of the solution, which is often, though, very difficult for people to do, because they say, well, I am in the vibration of the problem now, so I can't even feel or access the higher vibration of the solution. And that's where this image comes in. That's where this visualization tool can really help you to practice it, to live it, to experience it. And let me know how you feel, or let me know if you try this, like throughout the month. Like, feel free to put in the comments whether you have experienced exactly one of those mountains or hills, and whether you use this tool, you applied this tool, and it got you to the solution. Like, share with us if this was helpful, or not just during this month, anytime, because this is obviously a tool that you can use whenever you need it in your life, right? And so that's the invitation for the month. That's the guidance that I see mainly for this month. And I want to leave you with this. I'm going to bless you, and we'll talk again next time if you want to.